news from overnight on Chicago's north side. Chicago police say 2 people were shot and killed and a third person was hurt. This happened early this morning near Broadway and Rosemont. It's still unknown what led up to that shooting. So far, no one is in custody.
That's a backdoor, bro. Y'all know that's a backdoor, bro.
Yo, face! Show your face, please, with sugar on top!
Alright, y'all, now we already done a video on the shooting of OBlock's home Munna and Youngin, actually quite a few. However, as I always tell y'all, reacting to videos and breaking stories are two different things. When we react to it, we get to speak our mind more and go over more details that's within the situation, even some that we may have missed or couldn't overly explain, right? So with that being said, as y'all know, OBlock's home Munna and Youngin was shot and unalive back in May of this year. Now, how it happened remains a mystery to this day because there's been all sorts of theories floating around. One minute people are saying that the two were shot as they arrived to the venue. Next minute people are saying that they were already in the venue when they were called outside and then suddenly shots were fired at them. Now, another thing about that, which was confusing, was what the eyewitness said down to what the news said. Now, according to the news, they said it was a dark vehicle that did a drive-by shooting and shot the two and took their lives that way. Then we seen video of the girl who claimed she seen everything, and she described that it was a man on foot who did the shooting. Then a Facebook post went viral of a woman who claims her daughter was out there, and she described what she seen. Now, the Facebook message would say, quote, "Thanking God for protecting my baby and her friends. Last night they were at this bar and had just got to their vehicle, stating that they saw the ninja gunman just pacing around outside of the bar with the ski mask on. I asked her, why didn't y'all just leave when y'all saw that? And she said, Ma, I didn't think anything of it because there were ninjas inside of the bar with ski masks on too. Like, who the F allows that? I said, make that your last time going to that bar because what the F? So the guys walk out, the gunman starts shooting them. The boy is running towards my daughter's friend's car. One of the bullets hit the car. None of them were hurt by the grace of God. And then one of them collapsed right in front of the vehicle and passes away. Hashtag stay alert. Now, I don't know about y'all, but as I always say, the devil is the master of confusion. The truth is one way and there's never no confusion in the truth. The news and witnesses are saying two different stories. One story even said that the gunman even went as far as going into the venue where everyone was at with a ski mask on, cased the place out, and then just left. I don't know, y'all. Shout out to Dose of Mystery. I'll leave a link pinned in the comments so y'all can support their platform if you like what you see. But in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
An overnight shooting has left 2 people. There's another individual hurt.
At the same time, like, bro, everything ain't for the internet, bro. Like, what was your purpose of posting that up there? You did that for these mans, for people to have something to talk about, for people to see.
I don't know exactly what happened to these guys, if it was, somebody snuck up on them, if they were spotted on the block.
On the night of May 9th, 2025, Munna was back in Chicago, slipping into the city he had tried to put some distance on. He linked with Youngin and a small circle of friends to celebrate a birthday. Instead of posting up on the south side, they headed north to Edgewater, a neighborhood of college kids.
Keep in mind too, y'all, it was OBlock Munna's birthday. And I'm not sure how true this is, but they said even in the venue, I don't think OBlock Munna was there. I'm not sure. That's just a rumor because I remember seeing the picture where it seemed like they were all in a venue together. Now, was it the same venue? Who knows? But these are the rumors.
Night eateries and lakefront calm that felt a world away from Parkway Gardens. Pork Chops, a barbecue spot and bar on North Broadway, became their base for the night. They ate, drank, laughed, and filmed little flashes of it all for Instagram. Duke's story showed designer sneakers and the kind of easy, casual flex that said...
There goes the picture. There goes, now, here's the picture right here. I'm not sure if this is the same pork chop barbecue restaurant that they was at. I don't know if maybe this was a different venue. I'm not sure. But this is the picture that I saw that I was just talking about, and from here I don't know if this is OBlock, I don't know. But I don't see him, and it was a celebration for him.
They felt safe where they were. One story carried a taunt to the timeline. We outside, DM gang 4 low. They showed what they wore, where they were, who they were with. Outside, accessible, visible. It read like a dare or a promise, depending on who was watching. Inside pork chops, the night ran long. Drinks kept coming. Stories turned to memories, to old names, to people who weren't there anymore. Duke talked about music moves, fatherhood, next plans. He had been telling interviewers lately that he wanted to move smarter, that he didn't have anything left to prove. Still, the city had a way of remembering you even when you tried to forget it.
That the shooting.
See, and that's what I always tell y'all. And this is why I try to get through to the kids, right? As early as we can, because y'all got to remember, what you do in the past affects your future. And in the past, a lot of times, you just sitting there, you thinking everything is cool, what you doing, because you just a product of your environment. You out here allegedly catching bodies or shooting or whatever the case may be. Not knowing that you may grow up to actually be something. But the problem with that is, them ops that you had, they don't forget. They don't forget the grief that you caused their family. They don't forget the pain that you caused them. They don't forget that their friend, their brother, cousin, son, is no longer here no more. So they don't care that you change your life. They still want to get back.
Happened at this place called Pork Chop right here. Online it says they're a restaurant and jazz lounge. We're told the victims were standing right here on the sidewalk when someone drove by and started shooting.
Just after 1:15 a.m., May 10th now, they filtered out towards the sidewalk, the night finally winding down. The blocks were quiet, street lights hummed, a few passerbys drifted past without looking twice. Duke, Youngin, and their friend stepped into the open air, unaware of what waited beyond the glass. A car idled nearby. According to a witness, someone watched the door, and then the streets erupted. First shot rang out just after.
Now, once again, right, throughout this whole situation, like we said before, there's 2 stories that's floating around. They said one was a guy who was outside, who waited till they came outside and then began shooting. 2, they're saying that it was a drive-by shooting. So which one is it? And the one that we always hear about is that they were called outside. So, of course, this had to be inside something, because who was the person that called them outside? Why did they call them outside? Right?
1:17 a.m., shattering the silence. Witnesses later said it sounded like fireworks at first, then chaos. A dark-colored infinity pulled up fast and precise. Youngin was hit multiple times in the upper body and collapsed on the sidewalk, where he passed away. There was no time to run, no time to react. Witnesses reported seeing pedestrians scrambling for cover, ducking behind cars or bolting into nearby storefronts. The third man in their group, a 36-year-old whose name was never released, was struck in the back. He managed to survive his injuries, but Munna Duke, shot in the chest, went down hard. Paramedics rushed him to Wise Memorial Hospital, but he was pronounced deceased before surgeons could even begin.
Take a look at this video we have of the scene. At least 40 evidence markers on the street here in the shooting's aftermath. Police say gunshots rang out just before 1:30 this morning. This is on Broadway between Devon and Rosemont Avenue. Right now, police say they don't know what led up to this shooting. When they arrived, they say they found 3 people shot, and none of the victims could give them any information. We're told a 28-year-old and a 31-year-old man were both shot and pronounced dead at nearby hospitals. A 36-year-old man was also shot and taken to Evanston Hospital, where he was in fair condition at last check.
The shooter didn't linger. They jumped back into the infinity and peeled off into the night, vanishing down Broadway like ghosts.
The shooter was captured on.
See, and that always concerns me, right? Because how is it that, with everything that's going on in Chicago, there's no heavy police presence, right? They got shot spotters. They got license plate readers. It seems like them things never work when we need them to, right? They only work when the police need to come get you for whatever reason. They need to come get you. But when it comes to situations like this, they never come in handy. How was it that they were able to get away like that? But then once again, the story goes, one person said they seen somebody on foot. The next person says that they was in a car. We don't know.
City pod cameras and was possibly driving a stolen car. Detectives still looking for that suspect this morning. They say so far they've made no arrests.
Less than 2 hours later, the same Infiniti was found burned on the far south side, stripped of evidence, and left smoldering near the Calumet River. Police swarmed the scene. Detectives taped off the entire block. Restaurant staff were questioned. Shell casings marked the sidewalk like footprints.
In the last moments, you was in a bar, you was having fun, y'all was enjoying myself. Y'all was popping bottles, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was really, you know what I'm saying, chilling. I got on some weird.
Friends and family gathered to remember Munna Duke, a father, a brother, a man who tried in his own way to change course. Video clips showed cardboard cutouts of Duke. A printed farewell service program with his name and photo was quietly passed around. Some kept it folded in their pocket. Others clutched it like scripture. Outside the official service, tension simmered. Whispers online claimed Duke's young son wasn't present. Some said it was a safety issue, that the streets had become too unstable for a child to attend his father's burial. Others took it as a slight. On May 24th.
No. That's not what happened. Now, we're just going to say allegedly. Allegedly, one of his baby mothers, who was pretty much in charge of the funeral, didn't allow or didn't tell the other baby mother when the funeral was, because of whatever tension that they had, and his son wasn't able to come to his own funeral. Now, let me tell you how crazy that is, right? I don't care what type of issues you going through as parents. This kid's father just lost his life. The least y'all could do is come together and be at least cordial for the kid so he could see or say his last goodbyes to his father. But that child wasn't able to say goodbye to his father over discrepancies and foolish bullcrap between the mothers.
In OBlock, their crew also held a memorial for Youngin. In the days and weeks after their passing, their names were trending. Videos of the crime scene were already circulating. Some rushed to mourn. The mother of Duke's son poured her pain into a public Instagram story. "You bogus. You was the light to my darkness. I love you so much, baby. You know that I showed you that. And you know I was 10 toes no matter the situation. Too much pressure had them hating on you. We talked about everything, but this wasn't one. Not in a million years. I would have thought these would be our last days. We shared so many memories, and I tried capturing most of them." Banks continued. "I got our son, and you know I got you. My N-word can't get no bigger. Baby boy, I love you wholeheartedly. You left me lonely, but I got us. I always told you. Sleep tight. Never would it be. Rest in peace. Watch over me and my family, and I'ma stand on everything I ever told you." Why?
You know what's crazy about that? I don't know if they're going to talk about it in this one, but you see all that she just said, right? But then the sister came out afterwards and said that she went through his phone. Went through his phone and was looking at all the whatever messages. And remember, she told everybody on social media, "Oh, y'all was effing her man and X, Y, and Z." And then she took it down because clearly she realized what she did was backwards. You let the world know that this man just lost his life, but yet his baby mother, who was supposed to be sobbing, supposed to be grieving, supposed to be sad, instead she went through his phone. What type of malice is that? Right? Imagine a loved one passing away and the first thing on your mind is to go through his phone. Crazy.
Grew up since the sandbox. Like, I've been knowing Duke my whole life. Youngin, he was one of the younger guys like we were hanging with. He was hanging with the younger crowd, but he was still one of the guys though at the same time. Like, I knew he go be, you know what I'm saying? I know his mom and them and everything.
Others rushed to mock. Some voices online expressed shock and anger, and how quickly some rivals were dissing the fallen rappers. Munna Duke grew up in the heart of Chicago's South Side, surrounded by violence, poverty, and the concrete walls of Parkway Gardens, better known as OBlock.
People think it's dangerous, you know what I'm saying? People hear these all type of stories and shit like that, but to me, it's just like every day. It's like you go through that anywhere, no matter if you're Chicago, OBlock, wherever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just how the world is, you know what I'm saying?
His reputation wasn't built in the studio. It was built in alleyways and jail cells, forged in the long shadow of King Von.
To be honest, I never even looked at Von as a rapper because I didn't know him as a rapper. Like, he did something he did once he came out of jail, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was kind of all new to to me because I never pitched him. As we was growing up, he never said like, I'm gonna be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? So this just came about. So when I seen it like happen, like out the blue. So I didn't even get the chance to really, I had some conversation with him about music. When he asked me, like when he came home, he like, I'm finna start rapping. And I probably started laughing or something like, nah, I don't believe it, you know what I'm saying? But it transformed, like.
Duke was
Now, when you hear that, right, just think about what Mona Lisa said. When she said that Fawn wasn't no rapper, but when he did that, the time from, I think, 2014 to 2018, and he beat the body and he came, or he was coming home, and he kept saying that he was going to become a rapper. They was confused. But then they seen D-Thing, Lil Durk's brother, start coming to the courts, right, towards the end. It's almost like it was known that he was going to become a rapper for a reason. That's for another time.
respected, feared, a frontline figure in the Black Disciples' war against rival sects.
People already knew me because like back in the day, but like once Vaughn like, you know, blew up, started rapping, so that kind of put like a boost because he always, you know, say my name and things like that. So they like, hey, who is Duke? Who is Duke? For the people that didn't know like who I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then it's like, once I came home, they like, oh, that's Duke right there, you know?
If you are sick and tired of being stuck on the fretboard, right here, this is the
For much of his early life, Duke was in and out of prison. He missed the first wave of drill music rise, while Chief Keef and Lil Durk were turning pain into platinum. Duke was locked up, but when he came home in 2019, he stepped back onto a block that had changed and into a void left behind by the passing of old leaders. With Vaughn rising in fame and the city still bleeding, Duke took a different role. He aligned with Get Back Gang, the crew allegedly formed after T-Roy's death, to retaliate against anyone involved. Whether or not he pulled the trigger, Duke's name was whispered behind several major hits, including the 2020 hit of FBG Duck. And he made so many references to the hit of Can't Get Right that many people were sure he was involved.
Yeah, my people actually told me like, even when I was in jail, they like, man, you finna get out and start rapping. I'm like, nah, I ain't finna get out and start rapping, you know what I'm saying? But they like, man, you go ahead. So once I came home, I told myself like, I'm gonna start rapping, see how it go. And then it just happened.
He started.
Yeah, you realize, I don't know what it is. It's almost like, not blackmail, but it's almost like if you locked up and they tell you, listen, you gonna, cause how many times have we heard these guys say, I got locked up and then suddenly they told me when I come home, I'm gonna be a rapper. You hear what he's saying? Like, they told me I'm a rap. It's almost like you're put in a position to rap and you're paying off a debt or you owe something because they helped you get out of jail. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but we hear too many of these guys saying that they went to jail and then they were told by their peoples, you're gonna rap. It's not like they wanted to be rappers. They were street guys. But their people told them, listen, nah, you're gonna come home and rap. And who these people? Right?
Rapping in earnest around 2021. His music wasn't polished, but it was raw, direct, and soaked in street credibility. Tracks like 12 AM painted the world he came from in bloodstained details. Fans respected him as a rapper, as well as someone who lived everything he said.
Duke never even used to be on that like that, you know what I'm saying? Duke ain't never been ones that like, I'm finna go slide on me. Duke always been about money, you know what I'm saying? Youngin, he been about money too. I ain't never really say too much Younger trying to go slide on nobody or none of that. Duke was just like a player, Duke, you know what I'm saying? Just like fuck with get money like that. So it was like, damn, y'all got Duke, you know what I'm saying? And then that was a key face of the block, you know what I'm saying? So I know they all over there taking the hard or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I reach out to some family members and send my condolences.
By 2024, Duke had moved out of Chicago. He wasn't proud about it, but people noticed. He had a child with Fat Banks, the widow of OTFD thing, Lil Durk's brother. That alone put him closer to major players in the city's rap scene.
That's what Duke always been. Like he a pretty boy, like all females on the block was like, he had a lot of hope. Like females loved that. Like he a pretty boy, I gotta give it to him. He had a lot of pictures, but he never really been like on no gangster shit with people. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll get on that with your ass though. He definitely get on there with your ass. Man. He never been a none of that. He definitely will get on that with you. If he got to, he definitely will kill your. and that, but he wasn't the type that's gonna be like, man, I'm finna go slide on dude, man, I'm finna go smoke with me. He was never that. You know what I'm saying? He was a player. He liked to get money. You know what I'm saying?
He talked in interviews about being tired of the paranoia, tired of the losses. He said he wanted to make it for his son. He wanted to do things different. But Chicago has a long memory, and some debts never go unpaid.
These were two close friends of King Von. You know, these guys were like brothers of King Von. The crazy part is when Von was alive, you know, it seemed like everybody he hung with not here no more. From Muwop and them, they locked up for FBG Duck murder. You know, Louis, who was with him when he got shot, he ended up dying from complications of that injury later on. Slutty got. Now Munna Duke lost his life, then Youngin lost his life. You know, this shit is crazy. I don't know if this payback, revenge. Remember, it's real street shit going on.
Hear what he said, right? I don't know if it's payback or revenge. If y'all know, y'all know.
In the streets, there's people dropping bags on motherfuckers' heads.
Youngin was younger, quieter, and less notorious. He didn't need to be. In Parkway, everyone knew he was solid. He wasn't flashy, but he was there, loyal, reliable. He had been rapping locally, trying to build a name, and gaining respect from OGs like Duke along the way. The streets knew he had survived attempts on his life. He moved smart, kept his circle tight. Both men were seen as part of the last generation of OBlock names that still carried weight outside the studio. It wasn't just two bodies. It was the closing of a chapter, the last of a certain era.
Like this summer finna go, it shouldn't be ugly, bro. Like, I knew it shouldn't be ugly. It's hurt behind that. Like, he wasn't just loved by OBlock. Like, they wasn't just loved by OBlock. They was loved by a lot of motherfuckers with them. Like, there was some little cool ass niggas, you feel?
In the hours after the shooting, the streets started talking. The most immediate theory was retaliation. Munna Duke's name had long been connected, officially or otherwise, to some of the most high-profile murders in Chicago drill history. Because of the rumors surrounding his alleged involvement with the death of FBG Duck, some were quick to point out that Duck's camp had been calling for vengeance ever since.
It's hard because how can I sit up there and tell them off a brother or an uncle or a daddy don't go out there and avenge they son? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it. You feel me? I would advise against it, but I ain't gonna tell nobody what to do. Feel? Cause like, if I was put in that situation where I was to lose my son or lose my brother, ain't no telling what I'll do in the street, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody gonna feel my pain on, bro. They gonna have to take me with my bro.
But then came another theory, the backdoor.
Like, that's a back door, bro. Y'all know that's a back door, bro.
Believe that the hit didn't come from rivals. It came from within.
The whole situation that screamed back door. The whole situation that screamed back door, like, you know what I'm saying? How much, even though they was deaf, feel me, like, how they know when exactly they was coming out. Like, the whole situation just fishy as hell. Like,
Duke had posted.
Like I always say, nothing of that situation makes sense. Even the stories they told us. Just think about it. If a guy was pacing back and forth outside, nobody seen this guy pacing back and forth outside. The news said he had a weapon in his hand too. So forget the weapon. The man has a ski mask on, pacing outside back and forth. What was security doing? Security ain't checking like, hey, what you doing over here, bucko? Where's police? Nobody called police? None of the guys inside seen the guy outside pacing back and forth. The news said he came in the venue and then left. And he had a ski mask on. So you mean to tell me this man came in there full of quote-unquote ops, bold enough to look around and just leave like everything is cool? For one, nobody seen him. But then two, what man in this world you know is going to go into a place where he's outnumbered by all his ops and just case the place and then leave and then walk back and forth outside? It don't make sense.
At his location on Instagram that night, tagging the restaurant, flashing his fit, and showing who he was with. Critics online question why someone as careful as Duke, who had previously moved out of the city and stayed off the radar, would suddenly start moving loose. The whispers got louder when it came out that certain people from OBlock were suspiciously quiet after the shooting.
Bro, a bar owner letting people in the bar with masks on Fulham Grade. Where's the security at? Like, when it comes to security, bro, when it comes to the bars, bro, let's break this down. Why is somebody in the bar with a mask on Fulham Grade? Y'all letting people in bars with shiesties on, bro? That shit don't even make sense on Fulham Grade. So y'all telling me the camera got a masked man walking inside the bar looking, people walking in the bar looking. But that's why I say it was from Chicago.
Some even,
like he said, first of all, anywhere I go, I know that if you even get 5 feet next to the club and you got a ski mask on, the security is on you. They're not letting you inside. How did they let a man with ski mask on just walk inside and then walk out? How did they allow the people, because they said that the witness says that her daughter seen people inside there already with ski mask on. How did they allow that? Something
Suggested
ain't
a
right.
woman named Aspen Cartier had dropped his location intentionally, as she had been seen dissing their set despite hanging around them. A more specific rumor pointed toward Front Street. Some speculated that Duke may have crossed lines with other BD sets during this time in the streets, and that this wasn't about GDs at all. It was internal politics disguised as a rival hit. Edge photo of Duke's bloody chain circulating online was only fuel to this theory. Some said it was being passed around like a trophy.
There's one where, you know what I'm saying, where like half his face showing, he got the chain on his neck. You can see the blood. You can see the blood of the blood stains on the clear as day, like. And then the other photo is him, he got the glasses on with the mask like that, and he holding the chain up, talking about get back or whatever. Like, that's goofy shit. Like, y'all doing everything for social media, bro. Like, you posting the chain. All right, y'all did what y'all did, but you on the internet with this, like, posting it like that. Shit. Like, these little niggas out here just goofy as hell these days.
Then there's the chain itself. If it's real, the image showed what looked like Duke's signature OBlock pendant, smeared with blood. It's never been verified, but the fact that multiple diss accounts claim possession of it only deepened the mystery. Was it taken during the shooting? Did someone snatch it afterwards? Or was it all bait for clicks?
You killed her, but you ran the social media with these pictures all over the internet, gang. Like the FBI, like they get paying attention to like that, bro. Like y'all tweaking, like you posting up, you got the chain in your hand, all bro. Like then, like his mama got to see this. His mama got to see him. You holding up his chain with his blood on the chain, bro. Like what is y'all doing, man? That's weird to me, bro. Like I don't get niggas these days. Like
despite.
See, you know why? There's no morals, values, and principles. It's none. And these little dudes, it's just all about social media. And the same thing will make them laugh or make them cry, because them same pictures that they posting to show their ops and whatever, them people watching. And that same thing that you using to target and troll your ops is going to be the same thing that they use to convict you.
Dozens of shell casings in the presence of working security cameras. CPD has yet to name a suspect or make any arrest. As of late July, the case remains open and unsolved. Chicago police have urged the public to come forward with information, but cooperation in shootings tied to gang politics remain notoriously low. In the meantime, the murders of Munna Duke and Youngin have joined a long list of unresolved.
All right, y'all. So that's pretty much it, man. For the ones that's not familiar with this story, at least y'all get to see some of the details that they tell us, and also just come to your own conclusion. Like I said, there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of theories, there's a lot of things that just don't make sense. Starting with the news telling us one story and the quote-unquote alleged eyewitnesses telling us another story. The truth is only one way. Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out.